Hello, Chase Palagi here. Welcome to my review of the Sig P320. This is the compact carry model here that we're showing. It also comes in a full size. This particular one's chambered in 9mm, and the reason being is I wanted to get a Glock 19. I have all the the Glock sizes in 40, and I have conversion barrels, but I wanted a dedicated Glock 19. I thought I'd switch it up a little bit, and since this is comparable for the most part for dimensions, I thought I would take a shot on the Sig, the polymer frame Sig. As far as its caliber, we already talked. This is 9mm. It also comes in 40 caliber, 357 Sig, and 45 as well. Let's get into the trigger, or the action of it. They consider it double action. It's actually a striker-fired pistol, and that's what makes this unique. This is Sig's first offering on the market of a striker-fired pistol. Now, this might look familiar to you. I think the Sig P250 it looks very, very similar to this. The only thing you'd be noticing on this is there's no internal hammer. Like I said, it's a striker-fired pistol, but for all intents and purposes, they took the frame of the P250 and they put a striker-fire slide on it, and you have the new 320, and that's kind of what they have going. As far as the trigger is concerned, though, I will say it's a very good trigger pull. Let's make sure. Let's take this out here. It's actually a very good clean break, very clean. I'd say it's a better trigger than my Glocks, albeit by a small margin, but very, very well done as far as that. You can see here they dispense with the trigger safety like Glock, and that's really of no consequence to me, but I do like the physical trigger. I mean, just the shape of it, the feel of it. I think that is very well done, and I'm glad that they did dispense with that. As far as weight's concerned, it's going to be 26 ounces, as Sig weighs it anyway. The lighter weight can be attributed, of course, to the polymer lower here. You'll see they put an actual Picatinny rail on the front of it, which has 4 slots on it for the compact version. I believe it's 5 slots on the full-size version. Like I was saying before, they inherited the chassis from the 250. So for that reason, the polymer from the 250 is going to be completely interchangeable with this firearm, which is nice for those who do own the 250 themselves. The one thing I have noticed on this gun, which is kind of bizarre, I don't know if it's picking it up, but you can see these scratches in the frame. It's just kind of a weird polymer. I mean, you can see some wear up here already. It's a fairly new gun, but they're not scratches that you can really get out. I just thought it was strange. It's really, again, of no consequence to me, but I thought I'd bring it up anyway. The barrel itself is 3.9 inches. The capacity is going to be synonymous with Glock. So for your Glock 19, this one's actually 40, but for my testing, I put it up against this, and I put my conversion barrel in it. So for all intents and purposes, it's a Glock 19. Like I was saying, though, as far as capacity is concerned, it's going to be synonymous with the Glock 19. Now, the full-size version is going to be synonymous with the Glock 17. So we got 15 rounds in this one, 17 in the full-size version, which is good. I have nothing bad to say about that. The safety is an internal safety system. You can see there's no safety on the gun itself. Which is good. Again, there's less things to go wrong, and as far as I'm concerned, I really like that design. Ergonomically, it's actually, like I was just saying, it's a very, very clean pistol. One thing that I've noticed, they put their slide release or slide stop lever, however you'd like to say it, it's back here. And that was a problem for me in my shooting. I just could not get it to slide lock, but that's because of my grip. you know, my thumb's riding there. That's not the gun's fault. So what I found I had to do is actually put my thumb, you know, on my other hand here, and it seemed to work itself out once I kind of changed my grip up a little bit. But if you see here the mag release where that's placed, the one thing I really like about that is you can get rid of the mag without changing your firing grip, and that is a big thing for me. It might not be for other people, but I really like what they did there. Still on the mag release here, they rounded this off. It's very ergonomic. And, you know, another thing, this might sound kind of stupid, but to me, when you put your mag in, you feel that click. It's just, I don't know, it just seems indicative of the kind of quality that you're getting. If you do that with like a Kel-Tec PF9 or something, it's really, you know, I don't know, it gives you resistance and it's gritty and, you know, it's just, it's kind of, I don't know, it's just been my experience. It's kind of indicative of the sort. Anyway, just a little tidbit there. But on the frame, I guess with ergonomics, with the stippling that they've done here, I really like it. It's kind of this fine stippling. I guess if you're familiar with like skateboard tape, it's kind of like that. It kind of feels that way, and I really like it. It's understated, it's not overdone, it provides grip, it does its job without being too aggressive, and I really do like that. As far as the slide serrations, again, it's very well done, not too deep, not too abrasive, and not you know, to the point where you can't grip the gun either. They did a really good job. You can see the slide serrations in the back as well as the front here. Some people like to use those. Overall, again, I think they did a really good job. As far as the sights and the sight picture here, it's going to be kind of just standard SIG quality. You got your SIG lights on there, which come standard on the firearm. One thing I noticed, they were easy to pick up in a nighttime setting, but which is more importantly to me, is they're easy to pick up in the daylight, and that's where some night sights fall short as far as I'm concerned. So the stock sights on it are amazing, and that's another reason I decided to go with this firearm. If I get a Glock 19, I have to you know, go and retrofit the sights, and you know, this comes as is. I really like what they did there. Both sights, well, the sights are dovetailed, so that's going to make for easy adjustment, or relative easily, I should say. Let's see, the ledge on the rear of the firearm here, I really like what they did there too. That's going to make for very easy one-hand manipulations if you have to rack the slide one-handed. Really, they just thought of just about everything in a firearm that I would want, and I like it, and I really respect this firearm for it. As far as shootability is concerned, some concerns, actually, frankly, it was a concern of mine, was the high bore axis. I mean, if you look at this, it forces your hand way down here, which is kind of typical of SIG or Beretta or any of the hammer-fired pistols, and it was that way for a reason. Now, if you look at it compared to Glock, you're going to see a difference. It's quite a bit of difference. Now, I guess the question is, does it amount to a big difference, you know, while you're firing the gun? To be perfectly frank, I couldn't tell a big difference. I thought it would make a bigger difference than it did, and it really didn't. And like I said, I anticipated just, you know, more overall recoil, but it felt really good in hand. It shot nicely, and I'll let you be the judge. I'll roll in some footage here and see if you can tell a difference, you know, between the way the 19 shoots as opposed to the 320 compact. But anyway, you know, the one thing I will say is it did take some getting used to, and I never understood that when people said, you know, I shoot this gun better or I shoot that gun better. I mean, and the reason I never understood that is, you know, you line the sights up, you pull the trigger, and that's where the bullet's going. I don't really care what gun you have, that's just the way it works. The one thing I did notice, though, when I was doing drills or I was doing quick shooting or anything like that, it did take some getting used to. because you develop a muscle memory, and when you've been training, I've been training with Glocks this whole time, you develop, I suppose, its grip angle and just the overall feel of the firearm. And when you develop that, it does take some getting used to kind of transitioning to a different platform. By the end of my testing, I think I finally got it, I understand it, and I have to say, I really, really enjoy this pistol. Everything about it's well done. As far as size is concerned, like I was saying, it's extremely comparable to the Glock 19 in just about every dimension here. I can put it right over the top of it. It's probably a little bit longer. It might be a tad longer. The Sig 320 on the bottom plate here, but for all intents and purposes, it's a very, very similar firearm, like I was saying, size-wise. But let's see here. One thing that they did, one thing I noticed, you can see here, they recessed the mag well, and I really like that for your Type 3 malfunctions. Sometimes, obviously for Type 1 and 2, it's just a tap rack, but during a Type 3, when you have a double feed, it's not that simple sometimes. So this gives you a purchase on the actual magazine to rip it out of there, rack, get a new one in, and you're on your way. I do like that. That is one thing that the Glock does not have. You're reduced to the inertia bump, I guess. But anyway, we kind of went over the mag release and how that works. I really like it. Overall, it's just fantastic. As far as takedown is concerned, I'm not going to do it here, but I'll roll in some footage of how it works. It's very, very simple. I like what they did here. For some people, it's a big thing with Glock. When you take down your Glock, you have to pull the trigger in order to get your slide off. They made it so that wasn't an issue on this one. It's very easy to get apart. And getting back to the P320, that was the first time that Sig introduced, as far as I know, a modular system to where you can just change the frames out from subcompact to the larger firearm, the full size, I guess, with just the trigger control group here is the actual serialized portion of this. So you keep your fire control group, and you just switch out the polymer things you can get for like $40, $50, and then a slide or a barrel. And that was kind of their way of doing conversion barrels and all of that. And really, I don't mind it. I guess I can kind of see it. It's I don't know. Some might think it's hokey, but you know what? It's really not that big a deal. As far as magazine availability, if I'm not mistaken, it will take the same magazines as the Sig 250. So anywhere you can get those. I'm sure those will work just fine for you. They are a little more expensive than say Glocks, where Glocks you can find them for for $30 or so. These are probably going to be closer to 50, something like that. As far as aftermarket and holster options, that's where Sig's going to blow, or I'm sorry, Glock's going to blow it out of the water. Well, it's going to blow just about every pistol out of the water. I mean, Glock has so much aftermarket stuff, whether it's holsters, little, slide releases or slide lock levers, trigger components, base plates, I mean, all kinds of stuff, sights and all that. With this being a new gun, unfortunately, you're going to be reduced to just what's on the market, which is very little. I have checked. I have ordered a holster for this, and it's on the way, but trust me, it was slim pickings. But anyway, overall, fantastic firearm. If you want to change up, get something else from Glock, or you're tired of Springfield and Smith & Wesson, I think Sig's got a winner here. I think they are going to make an opening for themselves in the market. And from what I hear from some representatives, that they're going to make this their flagship pistol here. So it might be tough to get them there for a while. Now, that could just be gun store talk like the rest of the stuff, but that's just what I heard, so I figure I better let you know. But anyway, that's the review of the Sig P320 Compact. Fantastic gun. I'll rate it every bit of a 9, and I'd be happy to do that. I'm going to continue my testing, and I will get back to you on this. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave your mark in the comment section. And again, thank you for watching.
I think that's what I'm doing. If I get it